opened the mouth of Krishna with her finger, and she suddenly saw the universal manifestation within his mouth. So that was the seventh chapter. So that was one time, and there is a trailer. So today, in eighth chapter, we'll see that in much more how what she see. So this that's the kind of heading of this particular chapter. Okay. So so chapter 8 has actually three major narratives. Okay. And the first one is the naming ceremony. So that is how it started.
Key major one is
That so what when we read through Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, what Prabhupada has given us as Krishna book, that event after event, he keeps sending different demons to kill Krishna. Vasudev was knowing all these, so and with father, and he knows, so with fatherly affection, so he cannot tolerate the pain anymore because Kamsa was killing all the babies born there. So he asked his family priest Garga Muni to visit the place of Nanda Maharaj so that he can calculate the future of astrologically calculate future of Krishna. So, who is Garga Muni? So, Garga Muni was a great saintly sage who had undergone many austerities and penances, and he is the appointed priest of the Yadu dynasty. So, when Garga Muni arrived at the home of Nanda Maharaj, so Nanda Maharaj was very pleased to see him. So, immediately, he stood up with folded hands and offered his respectful obeisances. He received uh, Garga Muni with the feeling of one who is worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He offered him a nice sitting place and then he sat down, offered him a warm reception. Then very, very politely he asked, My dear Brahmana, your appearance in a householder place is only to enlighten. So we are always busy in household duties and we are forgetting our real duty of self-realization. So your coming to our house is actually to give us enlightenment about spiritual life. In this context, we have, I'm just adding a little philosophical lesson for us that the saintly person visiting a householder house, how important, how beneficial is for the householder. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, so it is mentioned that sadhu sangha sarva sastre kai, lava matu sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hai. So naturally, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, so we all should hanker for serving sadhu, the pure devotees of Lord. But what happens to the householder? The householders are very poor-hearted. Prabhupada is writing here because they are so busy. They think their family is the first priority, and then spiritual realization and knowledge is the secondary. So that is why the saintly person, out of their compassion, they visit these householder. So, so that is what Garga Muni, he came and Nanda Maharaj appreciate that. So similarly, uh, Prabhupada says in the purport that Krishna also has no need. He's Purna Atma Rama, but he still descends to this material to protect the devotees and vanquishes miscreant. So this is the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his pure devotees have also the similar mission. So one who executes this mission of Paraupakara, the performing welfare activities for people, so that is actually recognized as Krishna. He says that they are very dear to me. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has said, right, that Bharat Bhumite hoilo manusya janma jara, janma sarthaka kari karo paropakar. So he has taken part in this Bharat Bhumi. So their duty is that to help others. Mhm. So that's a general, the pure Vaishnava devotee, they have to act that way, that how we can do welfare of others. So then, coming back to this naming ceremony, so Nanda Maharaj said that, my lord, you are the best of Brahmanas, especially you are fully aware of the Jyotish Shastra, the astrological science. So you are naturally the spiritual master for every human being, and you have kindly come to my house. So please execute the reformatory activities for my two sons, Krishna and Balaram. So this is very nice that Namkaran Samskar, so they, it is demonstrated that how they follow all the prescribed processes. Then Garga Muni, he was expert astrologer, so he can predict by astrological calculation he can see the future. So Garga Muni, he could understand that both Krishna and Balram are Vasudev's son, which Nanda Maharaj didn't know. Then Garga Muni also he he knew, and also he mentioned to Nanda Maharaj the prophecy given by the female child to Kamsa, what already you would have heard, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has been your enemy from the beginning and who will certainly kill you, he has already taken his birth somewhere else. So do not unnecessarily kill other children. And Kamsa was really restless to find and kill Krishna. So Nanda Maharaj, then he could understand that Garga Muni what he hinted. So he said that we have to keep this activity very, very sacred. So they did the naming ceremony very sacred, and they just did it in a cow shed. It's not a really, it's a supreme person of Godhead, but it's not a pompous, uh, huge kind of celebration. Okay. And then Garga Muni started. So first he took Balaram, that this child, the son of Rahini, will give all happiness to his relative and friends by his transcendental qualities. So therefore, he will be known as Rama, right? That's the meaning. And then he will manifest extraordinary bodily strength. So that's why he will be called Bala. And then he unites two families. One is Vasudeva's family, so that is actually Kshatriya, and the family of Nanda, that is a Vaishya. So he joins two families, that's why he'll be called Sankarsana. Okay. And then he comes, takes Krishna, and then started his Namkaran. So Garga Muni then informed Nanda Maharaj, as far as this son, Krishna, is concerned, so this child has taken different bodily complexion in different yugas. So first he assumed the color white, and then he took the color of red color, and then yellow. Now he took the color black. And this Krishna, he's the source of many, many avatars. So that is why it has different features, and he comes in different time. And so this also we have read in Bhagavatam. There's these avatars, like he come as avatar, like like flowing water. Like how many waves are in the ocean, that many kind of avatars. So we cannot count. It's really unlimited. But Krishna is the full representation of all avatars, because he is the source of all avatars. Then he started giving name that, this is a description, and then say he was formerly the son of Vasudeva. So therefore his name should be Vasudev, as well as that is Krishna. Then some people will call him Krishna, and then some will call him Vasudev. But as we already said, that he will have many, many names. Then he started, only few of the names Garga Muni started hinting to Nanda Maharaj, that he will also be called Giridhari, because he'll perform a very uncommon, pastime of lifting Govardhan Hill, because he's an astrologer, so he knows everything, right? Yeah. So that is how, and that is how he'll become very popular in Vrindavan. Then, in his previous birth, this child, he has protected many righteous persons from the hand of rogues and thieves. So he will be very, very powerful. And just as demigods are always protected by Lord Vishnu, so the devotees of your child will always be protected by Narayana, the Supreme Person of Godhead. So this child will grow in power, beauty, opulence, in everything on the level of Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So he's hinting who he is, not telling directly that he is Narayana. So therefore, I would advise that you protect him very carefully. So this is something very interesting, where he knows he's the Supreme Person of Godhead and protector of everybody. So Garga Muni is telling Nanda Maharaj that, so that's why he has given a name equal to Narayana. But he's also telling that your son will be disturbed by so many demons. And then, so that is why he's requesting Nanda Maharaj, you be very careful and protect him. So that is how started describing the different transcendental qualities of Krishna, and then that is how he returned to his home. And then Nanda Maharaj, hearing all this, so he thought, was, I'm so fortunate, and he was really very, very satisfied to receive such a benediction. So now we get into childhood pastime of Krishna. As little boy, how they started learning crawling. It is very, very pleasant to hear the sweetest childhood pastime of Lord Krishna Balaram. So you must have read this in Krishna book, and recently in our center during our Harinama workshop, His Grace Sudama Prabhu was telling that why Krishna's Bala Lila is described, and so this is basically that Bala Lila is to attract devotees to him. He says that is how. So that is why he is described here, and that's the attraction to call us to back to Godhead. That you need to see more, you come to my home. So both Balaram and Krishna, they began to crawl. Uh, so it's like any other normal baby, you crawl on their hands and knees on the dust of Brajabhumi. And when they're crawling, the bells tied to their waist and ankles, so that create fascinating sound. And the mothers are so pleased, right, when children start crawling. And then while crawling, they will be also frightened like any ordinary boy. Just sometime come in front of them, they get frightened. And the other one is that um, both Rahini and Jasodamaya will nicely smear them with saffron and sandalwood pulp, but they will be playing in the clay. So finally, that will be their body will be smeared with mud and the saffron. So they'll be playing, crawling, and then come to their mother. Then mother will take in on their lap, and then they allow them to suck their breast. So that is how and they see a small teeth coming in. So it's like an unlimited joy for both mothers. And then they're very naughty also. So they'll catch the tail of calf, and then calf running, and they'll also kind of just on the mud and all the cow dung they'll be going, and Josodhama Rohini would call all their neighborhood friends, come and see. So that is how it's a sort they'll enjoy laughing. They're so restless, Krishna and Balaram, that the mothers will be really mothers also will be restless. They'll always try to protect them from cows, bulls, monkeys. They'll water, fire, birds. So so that is how Krishna and Balaram they grow up. They start begin to walk. Slowly they will stand. So that is what I, Bhagavad Gita, when we, Prabhupada's purport, it says that the all-powerful who gives us the strength, so he is trying to stand and work like an ordinary child. So how pleasant to hear it, and how pleasant for mothers to see that, that's uh, their good fortune. And then the third portion is the naughty pastime, the Makhan Chor, Krishna Balram as the butter thieves. So these gopis, they enjoy complaining to Jasoda Maya. So the first complaint is that whenever they go, they'll let loose the calves, and the calves will drink all the milk. So they'll complain. And then they'll say that Krishna and Balram stealing their butter and yogurt. Then Krishna was sitting there. He says, "No, no, no, Maya, why will steal? Yeah? Do you think that we don't have butter and yogurt in our house? Yeah. So yeah, and sometimes they'll steal butter, yogurt, milk, and distribute to the monkeys. So when the monkeys they're well fed, and then monkeys will also say no more, no more. So then they'll tell the gopis that this milk and butter and yogurts are useless. Even the monkeys don't take it, and you're complaining that we are stealing them. So that is how they do different pastime. So one point, like, why does Krishna steal? We know that they had 9 lakh cows, and Yashoda Maya is so much. Uh, so much, with great love and devotion. She's trying to take care of Krishna, but Krishna goes and steal. Why? You know. So that is when in Damodar Lila we read, we see that churning of milk to get butter, it actually requires a lot of hard work. So even though he's teasing the gopis, but he's also merciful because he's appreciating their hard work. Another thing to be understood, that getting butter out of the milk is that's the result, and that result for any action to be enjoyed by whom? That must be offered to Krishna, right? Because Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So he accepts our bhoga, and then he gives us back prasad. So we should accept only prasad. Okay, now going back to the further complaint from gopis. So they say that we keep our butter and milk in a solitary dark place. But Yashoda Maya, I think you give them nice jewelries because of the glaring effulgence of the jewelries and ornaments. So, some light comes out and that is how they see. So you please remove them. Yashoda Maya say, okay, all right, I'll remove them. Then some gopis say, no, 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 don't do this. If you take out the jewels, it's not going to help because without ornaments also they spread some kind of effulgence from their body so that in darkness also they can see everything. Yeah, so that is how our Krishna, uh, the butter thief, the Makan Taskara, so that is his playing the pastime. And we know that this same butter thief, Bilamangal Thakur in Chaurastakam, he described this butter, other than butter, stealing butter, what it does to us, So this we would have heard. Braje prasiddham navanita chauram gopangananam chadukula chauram aneka janmarjita papa chauram chauragagannam purusam namami. Yeah. So the meaning is that I offered my respectful obeisances to that foremost of the thieves. See, the thief who is famous in Braja as the butter thief, and he who steals the gopis' cloth, who, for those who take shelter of him, steals the sin which have accrued over many lifetimes. So that is his mercy. He takes little butter, but he takes all our mountains of sins. Okay, now I think I'm on time, right? Now we'll get into the final one, the vision of universal form, right? So one day, what happened when Krishna and Balaram they're playing with their friends? So all the boys they joined Balaram and then complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna had eaten clay. And on hearing this, Mother Yashoda caught hold of Krishna's hand and said, "My dear Krishna, why you took why you eaten earth in a solitary place? Even Balram is complaining, all your friends are complaining." Then Krishna said, "No, no, Maya, my dear mother, no, no, all these boys, even including Balram, they're speaking lie. I have never eaten any clay. They're just complaining so that you become angry and you chastise me." Then he said that if you think that they are truthful, then you can look with my mouth to see whether I have eaten clay or not. Then Yashoda Maya, he says, okay, all right. So if you have actually not eaten any clay, so just open your mouth, let me see. And then you see what what Yashoda Maya sees. So so Yashoda Maya sees within that mouth the complete opulence of creation. She saw the entire outer space in all direction, mountains, island, ocean, seas, planets, air, fire, moon, stars. Yeah, she also saw all the elements, material elements like water, sky. She's seeing the extensive etherical existence. She's seeing the total ego, its product, the different senses, the controllers of the senses, all the demigods, and the sense object like sounds and smell. She can feel it. So within his mouth, she also seeing the three qualities of material nature, all living entities, eternal time, material nature, spiritual nature, activities, consciousness, different forms of the whole creation. So you could find, finally, she could find within the mouth of her child, everything necessary for cosmic manifestation, as well as she's seeing herself taking Krishna on her lap and giving him suck her breast. Then, she's just lost seeing all these faces. what she's seeing. She's dreaming, or she's really seeing something extraordinary. She really gone mad, mentally deranged to see all this wonderful thing inside Krishna's mouth. Then she saw that, oh, it may be, some cosmic mystic power attained by my child. So that's what I am seeing all this. So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the expression of consciousness, mind, and work and philosophical speculation, and whose different energies produce everything manifested and unmanifested. So Srila Prabhupada explained in purport that so what Jasoda Maya is in this situation. So for us, what is our duty? So one should not try to understand the supreme cause by argument or reasoning. So when we are kind of beset by some problem where we really don't find a reason, so actually, and there is no alternative, so we need to actually surrender to the Supreme Lord and offer Him our respectful obeisances. Then only our position will be secure, right? So these are the means adopted, in this instance. Asudamaya, that is what she did. Yeah. So whatever happens, the original cause is the Supreme Person of Godhead. He is Sarva Karana Karanam. So when you cannot ascertain the immediate cause, so it is best. It is simply we should offer our obeisances at the lotus feet of the Lord, and that is how he And Jasoda Maya concluded that this is a wonderful thing what she is seeing. So she doesn't know why, but she surrendered. Immediately she paid obeisances. So same thing, for us devotee. So when we don't know the cause of suffering, so we have to pray. That is why Srimad Bhagavatam, says that Tatte anukampam susamak samano. So although Mother Jasoda, so she understood the whole philosophy of life, right? And then what happens? Immediately, she is overwhelmed by the affection for her son by the influence of Yogamaya. So she took care of her son Krishna, so that how to protect, because she really got kind of bewildered. So she could not think otherwise. So she basically forgot all what she was thinking, that philosophical speculation, right? And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, so that's what he mentioned, that this is the influence of Yoga Maya, and that is what the materialistic person. So they are captivated by Mahamaya, whereas the devotees, by the arrangement of the spiritual energy, are captivated by Yoga Maya. So there are two aspects, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. So we know that Yogamaya is the internal potency of the Supreme Lord, and she always works under the Lord's direction. But she works in the spiritual world. So when the living entity, we put ourselves under the direction of Yogamaya instead of Mahamaya, then gradually we become devotee of Krishna. So that is what is good. But who want material opulence, material happiness, so they usually go to Mahamaya. Durga, that is what we heard. During Durga Puja also that mantra is recited. So that is how in Srimad Bhagavatam we see that these gopis of Vrindavan, they desired Krishna as their husband, and they prayed to the spiritual energy Yogamaya for the fulfillment of their desire. So they don't they don't want any material benediction. So then Pariksit Maharaj, when he's hearing all these, so he was kind of amazed hearing the pastime, and then he asked that what past activities Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj would have performed, that they got Krishna as their son, and they're spending such beautiful childhood pastime, whereas Vasudeva and Devaki, they could not enjoy the transcendental bliss of Krishna's childhood pastime. Although Krishna was actually their real son. So he asked that question, and then Sukadeva Goswami, he explained that to Pariksit Maharaj, uh, that actually Drona and Dhara, so this are the two characters. So they prayed to Lord Brahma that please permit us to be born on the planet Earth, so that after appearance, the Supreme Lord, he will he'll appear. Uh, so they are actually eternal associate of Lord, and they are always play the role of father and mother. And Lord Brahma knows, so he agreed to give them the benediction. And so that is why Drona, he appeared as Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan, and Dhara appeared as Mother Jasoda, become the wife of Nanda Maharaj. Okay, so Nanda Maharaj and his wife Jasoda Maya, so they have unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the gopis and cowherd men, so they are also eternal associate of Krishna. So they have the natural love for Krishna. So here, Prabhupada, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is written, so just to fulfill the benediction of Lord Brahma, so Lord Krishna appeared along with his plenary expansion, Balaram, and performed all kinds of childhood pastime in order to increase the transcendental pleasure of all the residents of Vrindavan. Says, it's the same Vrindavan appeared on this planet Earth. I like to conclude from Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada's purport. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is said that, Janma Karma Chame Dibbam. So these pastimes and the activities of the Lord, so they are not material. So they are beyond material conception. And the conditioned soul, so how they get benefit? They get benefit by hearing such uncommon activities. So hearing as an opportunity to associate with the Lord, right? So that is how, hearing these activities, one can develop the transcendental nature. So, so one can immediately, evolve this transcendental nature, and his pastimes are so beautiful and also very pleasing to the mind, right? So that is why the entire ISKCON, we, try to preach, we try to distribute Bhagavad Gita. So if someone really takes advantage of hearing the pastime of the Lord, the material contamination of the dust, what is accumulated in our heart due to our long association with material nature, so that immediately get cleansed up. Same thing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sixastakam. He instructed that by hearing this transcendental name of Lord Krishna, one can actually cleanse the heart of all material contamination. So there are different processes for self-realization, but these processes of devotional service, of which hearing is the most important function, and that will automatically cleanse this material contamination and enable one to realize his actual constitutional position. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk on Krishna. And thank you, all the participants, for patiently hearing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. We are very fortunate to hear about Krishna's pastime from you. Okay, let us all of you chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah, wonderful
Thank
past.
you. Thanks.
Okay, Diti Mataji, are you ready for the quiz? To display the quiz?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Yes, Mataji, I'm sharing.
All the
You
best,
can
all the devotees for the quiz. Mataji, you can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So game is started and your devotees are even logging into the game.
Yeah. If any devotee is new to this Kahoot, please join Kahoot.it. It is displayed on the screen and enter the game pin, or else simply you can scan the QR code, which is visible on the screen, and directly you can join to the quiz. A few more seconds we are giving to join. I request all the devotees, like all the participants, please quickly join by scanning the QR code. Done. Okay, Mataji, please start it. Be ready for the first question. Hurry, ball. Half the way to go. Hari Bol, tug of war. Hari Bol to all the winners. Congratulations, Hitesh Prabhu, Vanshika Mataji, and Ritika Mataji. Congratulations. Please drop your phone numbers in the chat box, all the winners. Thank you so much, Diti Mataji, for today connecting for today's quiz. And really, it was neck to neck. We couldn't identify who will be the winner. Nice. Sarunaj Prabhuji, do you have any comments or feedback about the quiz?
That's what I was watching, yes. So, I mean, rather, I would look for their feedback. They may say that, okay, yeah, it is a little tricky, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah, today actually we were not able to identify the correct winner who is going to. All of a sudden,
Yeah,
Hitesh Prabhu came into picture and he was in third.
yeah.
Like who were in the beginning, they have come down. Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was nice. It's for fun only. So it is really no bad feeling that I didn't get today. You get some other day. Yeah,
yes, Prabhu.
thank you, Mataji. It's really great effort, you and Prabhuji, every day. For I mean, it's just the beginning. You will be continuing for the entire month. So nice, and I'm grateful. I got the opportunity to talk on Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you, devotees, for giving your precious time and for our beloved Lord. And thank you so much for, yes, attending the quiz and Katha. Please encourage us and so that other devotees also can be motivated. Thank you so much. We'll take care. Okay, kindly, winners, you can drop your phone numbers in the chat box. Tej Prabhu, Ritika Mataji, and Vanshika Mataji. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare